If you do not like someone's story, write your own. Changing Narratives with Wambui Kabage.
Hi everyone, Wambui Kabage back here today. I'm going to be discussing what I've learned in respect to marriage. Myself having been married over a decade and having been married previously as well, I guess I have a few things I can talk about when it comes to being married and staying married. And one of them is I really feel that we must caution ourselves against expectations, certain types of expectations that are not innately within us, but have been brought out by, as kids, the girls we grew up with Disney, you know, the knight in shining armor coming to save the day, and, you know, of course, being perfect in all aspects. And then now, of course, it's been taken over by social media, where a lot of couples have the, I don't know what to call it, but just a sick compulsion to take pictures and spread this deluded perception of some happy, permanent happy state. And therefore allowing people to go through this horrendous belief that that is what marriage is about, perfection, you know. And really, for me, the reality about marriage is that it is not perfect, and it was never meant to be perfect. The purpose of marriage, if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, is a spiritual connection. That's a gift from the divine. Whichever spiritual direction you come from, it is a gift, right? And it's a gift because it's such a mystery that two human beings that were not brought up together, did not have any other frame of reference other than their souls connected and now are together, are living together, spending time together and doing things together. It's none other or nothing short of a miracle. And really, at the end of the day, it must be viewed as that, a gift. And it's not something that's easy. It requires patience, it requires compassion, it requires kindness. And really, at the end of the day, it's an understanding that it is a transient process. What do I mean by that? It means that you're not going to stay the same, and neither is your spouse. You're going to change over time because of your environment, things that happen to you, experiences, maturity, and God willing, wisdom come into you. And therefore, your relationship, the way it began, is never going to be the same as the way it shall end. And when I say end, meaning either end at a divorce or end through the natural division of or separation of death. So at the end of the day, for me, what I have learned is to be, firstly, kind to myself. And how I'm kind to myself is just to recognize that I cannot be perfect. There was never an expectation for perfection. That the imperfections that I bring to the fore, I am the one who declares them. And my husband is the one who will see them as a result of my declaration. And that's really funny, and I'll give you an example. There's a gentleman who wrote a book, and he talked about the declarations of imperfection. That's not the title of the book, but that was part of the subjects. And he said, do you know, women, if you stand in front of your husband and you say, oh my God, my pot, my thighs, my dimples, for the first time, he looks at you and he sees the pot, the thighs, the dimples. You declared your imperfection. And so he saw it. The reality is when a man marries you, he loves you, right? And he's accepted you with your imperfections. And so at the end of the day, when you make your declarations, you create the problem that was never there. So don't declare it. And if you have declared, stop declaring it consistently and continuously. Be kind to yourself. There is nobody that looks like a Vogue model, not even the Vogue models themselves. So, 1, be kind to yourself. 2, be kind to your spouse. Just as you do not expect him to think that you are perfect, he is not perfect also. So, recognize that you are a pair of imperfect human beings coming together. And once you're kind to each other, then that also helps a great deal. I think for me also what has helped in my relationship is just being patient. What I mean by that is the condition that you are in is not permanent. There are things that will happen that have to happen, but they're not forever. So things will change. You know, as a mother, you know, you're breastfeeding, you're tired, you probably haven't had a time to take a shower for a little while, you know, or things are not looking good at the time, right? And you feel that you haven't slept, and you know you haven't slept, and you think that this situation of frustration, anger, stress is going to be there forever. It isn't. It is temporary, right? And just recognize that that's the same condition with everything. You find yourself in a situation where financially you're struggling as a couple. It's not going to be forever necessarily, okay? And even if it is for the duration of your relationship, be kind to each other. That's the condition that you've been put in. And so just be patient. Be patient and kind to each other. You've been blessed with a person in your life to spend time with and to go on a journey on together. Just do that and just be, like I said, kind to each other and to yourself. I hope that has helped, guys, and looking forward to seeing you in the next show. Like, share, and subscribe.